Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Europe Big Five on Fancy Football. Still all to play for in the Premier League, and in Germany they will be crowned. Bayern Leverkusen will be crowned champion. Hopefully this weekend, if all things go their way, either they win or Bayern Munich capitulated again. Then hopefully we'll see a new champion for the first time in 10 years in Germany. And also in Spain as well, Girona will travel to the Civita Metropolitano to square up against Atletico Madrid. A whole lot of analysis left, right, center with the Sport Bishop on the show today. Sport Bishop, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Nice to hear again. Come on. Come on. It's always been a pleasure to be part of the show. So thank you for having me. This is Europe Big Five.
Europe's Big Five. On Europe Big Five, like I said, we'll start with the Premier League, and no other place to start from than the match on our hands on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, between Arsenal and Aston Villa. Arsenal hosts Aston Villa in the top of the table clash. It is first against fourth. Maybe at that time, Villa will know whether Villa will see before before that time. So, looking at this match, also, Aston Villa will want to prove a point. They will want to get
Yeah.
something out of this game. Especially they've been dropping points left, right, center. If you look at their last five matches, I think they've not really gotten anything out of their last five matches. But they are fourth, 60 points on the log. Arsenal are first, 71 points on the table as well, or on the log. How do you think that this match is going to pan out for these two teams, knowing fully well that a win for Arsenal will boost their confidence, and we further ado the momentum Arteta is talking about, because he believes that once his team are singing that song of winning, 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 he can go all the way to win the league. And he's also aware that there is no room for error at this stage of the season, because any room for error, you just open the way for your opponent as well. The likes of Liverpool, the likes of Manchester City are always there to pounce on those mistakes, just as we saw last week at at Old Trafford when Liverpool dropped 2 points.
I think for us now, it's about, like you say, it's about consolidation on top of the table. This time last season, they were top of the table with 1 point clear, and they went away to you know how that ended. Now they are still
Yeah,
top of the table, but unfortunately on goal difference ahead of Liverpool. I'm playing against an Aston Villa team who are also looking for Champions League football, something that has eluded them over since the start of the Premier League era. Remember, they had a certain manager in Martin O'Neill where he tried to build a team that would get Champions League football, but it was so close yet so far. They never got there at the end, playing Champions League football. I think the only manager that broke in the top floor at some point was a certain David Moyes with Everton, and he did that just only once. So a lot of people tip him. I
and
don't
Cla-
call the
and Claudio Ranieri as well when he took the Leicester side.
Leicester City,
That
exactly.
famous Premier League win in 2016.
Exactly. I don't know how he did that, but that's a miracle for another day. But like I said, it's about Unai Emery. A lot of people believe in the fact that he's a quality manager. He's a Champions League manager. He's a European manager. Don't forget, he won the Europa League. Remember, with Sevilla and of course with Valencia, he understands the European terrain. Maybe not Champions League football, but of course Europa League football. And so it's going to be a spectacle. Don't forget, there's also another back page to that story, in the sense that Emery was the manager of Arsenal, and Arsenal did not believe in or give him the chance and the opportunity, or like say, give him the time that Ateta had a great job. A lot of people thought, oh, they were so hasty in decision. This man was fifth on the table. He wasn't doing badly. Just after a game, you throw him off, believing that he's not a man. But he has proven that he's a top manager. And remember when he got the job at Aston Villa, he said something like he has unfinished business in England, and he has proved all the doubters wrong. So a big game, Champions League contenders. If you ask me, maybe if I'm not getting ahead of myself for Arsenal for something they are title contenders, so I don't say Champions League contenders in Aston Villa and Arsenal playing at the Emirates Stadium. Don't forget Emirates It's been a fantastic fortress for Arsenal this season. And since 2024, Arsenal have failed to drop point. They are unbeaten in this calendar year. We thought they were going to be beaten in the Champions League, but it's still Trossard and Jesus came in and they kept their unbeaten run going. I think they've only dropped point 3 times in all competition, twice in the league. And that tells a whole lot of story that this team have gotten the mental strength to to go all the distance, especially in the running for the title of the Premier League. So big game, like you said, at the Emirates Stadium. And I tell you, two top managers, two big teams, maybe one big team and one wanna be big team. But at the end of the day, it's first against fourth, and you expect fireworks and lots of goals in that encounter.
Put your money where your mouth is.
I'll go Arsenal all day long. You know that already. I think Arsenal has gotten. They've learned. That's the word. The right word is they've learned from last season. It was last season. I said they would lose the game with my eyes closed. But they've grown. They found that way to grind out results, even when they don't play so well. Especially at the Emirates Stadium, they're a bit dodgy and a bit cranky. Especially when they play the so-called lesser teams, but they always find a way to come back at the end and get the right results. I think they won't want to goof it right now. There are tougher games ahead of Arsenal in the running for the title, so they want to let a game like this drop. But this is a potential banana peel. Playing against a former manager who has got a lot of scores against the team, playing against a team that wants Champions League football. So there's a lot to play for on the day, but I think Arsenal will have just enough to get through and swear get all 3 points and continue the chase for the Premier League title.
Arsenal know fully very well before the kickoff of that match, City and Liverpool should have played their match. So
absolutely,
if everything goes well, if everything goes as it has planned for the likes of Liverpool and City will be hosting Luton Town at home, and everybody think that it's a whitewash. I know you also think that it's a whitewash as well.
Absolutely.
And Liverpool will be hosting Crytal Palace as well, knowing fully well that they got dropped by Atlanta in the Europa League on yesterday. How do you think that these two teams should approach, knowing fully well that there's also no margin for error? Any slip off, you are gone. That at this stage of the season, any slip up for you as a team,
this is a game that
you all know that you are gone. So
exactly,
you all know that you are gone. For any slip off, you are gone. So how do you think they should go about doing their business? Both City,
I think
for City and for Liverpool.
I think Liverpool will go ahead to attack, man. Come on, you can't see a Luton team who is waiting to be flattered, to be slaughtered, like a sacrifice on the altar, waiting for you to just put in the knife and let the throat and cut the throat off and let the blood spill. There's a lot of goals in there, for this Manchester City team. I think they will blow Luton Town away. There's no room for error. They love this part of the season, and even if they're going to lose the title, they will lose it fighting. That's how Man City lose. They've got a lot of quality players. They'll lose it fighting. Even if they lose it, you will see it has to go all the way. Like how Liverpool won the last time Liverpool won it during the COVID era. It had to go to the final day. That's how it's going to be for me. For Liverpool, they've got to respond from the crisis that happened in Europa League. Very important. You must get something from that game. At least to down the tension. I think that was the worst performance I've watched Liverpool played on that young club. They were terrible. I think they were a bit complacent. They thought they had that their unbeaten record in the past. They've not lost in 14 years at Anfield. In short, they've not. Van Dijk has not lost at that stadium. To add more salt to injury, they in short, I can't remember the last time they lost in Europe. So it tells you a whole lot of stories. So they're coming to the Anfield in front of the cup end, and getting these guys to beat you in front of your darling fans. They have to respond. So I feel pity for Crytal Palace heading to that game. It could be a long afternoon for Crytal Palace at the Anfield. Because I think Liverpool will come out to attack, especially the guys like the Mohamed Salahs of this world who want to have a good outing in that encounter.
Okay, that is that for that. Other clash in the Premier League, we see Bournemouth host Manchester United. See Newcastle in the early kickoff of that match host Tottenham Hotspur. You can look at other fixtures for the day on the Premier League website as well. Let's move on from the Premier League. Let's quickly move on to the Spanish La Liga, and there will be a top of the table clash around the big six, around that big six or big five between Girona, who are third, and Atletico Madrid,
who are fourth.
Sitting pretty in fourth position or fifth position rather, because there's a certain Bilbao there in the mix as well.
So, yeah, in the mix.
Yes, and we also want to congratulate Atletico Bilbao and the Williams brothers for breaking the 40 years jinx for not winning the title. I think they break that jinx last weekend. So
They've
that's
lost
a
in
good one for that's a good one for
six
them.
consecutive finals.
At least Muniain will bow out or retire from Atletico Madrid
An
with
absolute
knowing that he
legend in the
has
club.
lifted a title as a captain of that club. So, but
Yeah,
notwithstanding, leaving that aside, so Girona traveling to the Metropolitano, knowing fully well
yeah.
that a win for them will solidify that position for third. Um, how do you think they should approach that atmosphere? Not the match now; it is the atmosphere at the Metropolitano that is killing
The
most teams
Chivita
that goes there.
Metropolitano.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
it's gonna be a
how
tough
do you
game.
think they should approach the atmosphere?
I think they have to come. See, you see, I need some of the players who have played in that season. They black out, they zone out and play their football. Because if you want to play football, listening to the fans, they could push you to the wall. So you just have to black out. I think, to be sincere with you, they've got some players who have played in the highest level. I'm surprised how they still play, how they play for Girona. That means the owners of that club, especially don't forget the same owners are the owners of Manchester City.
Yeah.
Remember, they know how to get some. So I'm surprised kind of players that they're attracting at Girona. It means they must be paying some good money. I tell you to get those players in, and that has proved why they are third on the table and are going to likely to be playing Champions League football. You know that story for another whether they will allow them play because there's a rule that says a team with the same owner can't have two teams playing the Champions League. I don't know what will happen if Girona ends up getting Champions League football. But that's by the way for now. Let them qualify first. It's still a long way from now. Uh, they want to play Champions League football. They want to end up very high on the table. They're playing an Atletico Madrid team who's buoyed from that 2-1 victory against Dortmund in the Champions League. The Atletico Madrid team who are almost unplayable at home. They turned that place into a fortress. And Diego Simeone know how to milk the crowd, to push them all the way to a victory. So uh, for Girona, for me, they have to just play their game. It's at the end of the day, it's still 11-11. I know the fans can push you to the wall. The fans can pile pressure on you. They can cause you to lose your concentration, but they have to. This is why they're professionals. What a game we're expecting in the Spanish Liga. After last week, there was a week off. Most of the players had time to rest. A lot of people say that's one of the reason why Barcelona were able to beat Paris Saint-Germain. Some say that's why Atletico Madrid was able to beat Dortmund, but they've gotten a longer rest now. It's time for football to continue. So let's see how it pans out. But I think I want to put my money on Girona. I think they can get something from this game. They've gone to tougher grounds and they've grounded our results. So who says they can go to Atletico Madrid? Don't forget that they know if they lose to Atletico Madrid, they bring back Atletico Madrid into the Champions League equation, and that's what they don't want to do anytime soon.
So Real Madrid will be traveling to Mallorca, and
Mallorca, yeah,
Cadiz, yes, and Cadiz will host
Barcelona,
Barcelona. Yeah,
yeah.
those are the two clashes. So Madrid to Mallorca, Cadiz host Barcelona. So
I think it's gonna be tough for Madrid because Madrid are not very good travelers in this. But they find one thing about Madrid is this: the way they play not too good, but they get the result. So I want to bank them to go to Mallorca and get a win. They are slowly but surely closing in on the title that they lost to Barcelona last time out. So I'll bank them. With the way they played against Manchester City, they play half of that against Mallorca. Mallorca will have no answer for them, I believe so. For Barcelona and Cadiz, Barcelona in a good place right now, coming from a 3-2 victory at the Parc des Princes. But we all know what's happening in Spanish Liga. You don't even know what to expect from Barcelona in the Spanish Liga. They can be nonchalant, they can be complacent, they can be all over the place. So I put my fingers crossed, but I think that will be a good game to watch. Seeing Cadiz host to Barcelona. So it's not a home game for Barcelona. Barcelona can struggle. We've seen that in recent times.
okay, Barcelona can struggle. Okay, when you look at both Barcelona and Real Madrid have identical runs in their last five with four
Yeah,
wins and one draw for either side. But what is really going on for Madrid is that Madrid have 75 points. So between
yeah,
the two teams, if you look at 8 point gap, with close to, let's see, 8 matches to go, so far so good in the La Liga.
yeah.
Uh, do you really think that Barcelona stand any chance to close this gap?
They can't. They can't. To be sincere with you, I think it's Madrid title to win. To take an absolute miracle for Barcelona to get to close down that gap. If there was anybody who I thought could close it, I thought it was Girona. But to be sincere with you, Girona has flaunted the field.
Yeah, because
That
we all know that they don't have the bench to do that. It takes
they do not. They do not.
it takes a whole lot of it takes a very good squad to run the
Yeah,
race when it comes to the league, because the league is just like a marathon, not like
absolutely.
like a big tournament.
It's not a cup.
It's a
That is a
marathon.
sprint. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a marathon. They don't have the squad, Barcelona does not have the consistency. So, like I said, I repeat, Girona does not have the form, the squad. Barcelona does not have the consistency. So it's Madrid title all day long for me. I don't see anybody coming close. It's just a matter of when, not whether it would happen. It would happen, but the problem is when will it be officially confirmed that Madrid are champions of the Spanish La Liga.
From the Spanish La Liga to the German Bundesliga, this weekend, like I said in my introduction, that we will be having a new champion almost after 10 years, because Bayern Munich has dominated the league year in, year out for the past 1 decade. This year, this weekend, we will have a new champion in the name of
We
Bayern.
could have a we could have a new champion.
No, we could, but
That
I just think we would. Either it will
is,
happen this weekend or next weekend, depending on
yeah,
what.
all they need to do is win their game and hope that Bayern Munich do not get off all 3 points and they are crown champions. Don't forget, this Bayer Leverkusen team, like you did say, are having
Yeah,
a roller coaster. They're just coming from a 2-0 victory against West Ham at the Bay Arena in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. They've gone for the 2 games unbeaten in all competition. If they get past West Ham, they get to the semi-final. They're already in the final of the German Cup. So they'll be taking on Kaiserslautern, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of football to be played, guys. Come on, man, Bayer Leverkusen. They seem to under Alonso. They are untouchable. Somebody said, "Is Bayern never losing?" I don't know. So, they don't know when they're beating.
it's really Bayern never losing. They don't know when they lose. They don't even know.
Absolutely.
I think if you look at their record this season, they scored the highest number of goals in the
Hmm.
last 10 minutes of every match across
Yeah.
across Europe big five. They've scored the highest number of goals in the last 10 minutes of every match. I think they are known for they are
Funny
known
enough,
as a late goal team to win a match to
yeah,
win that match.
I think no team has scored more late goals than they have. One,
Yeah,
as much as you have talked about the fact that they score lots of goals, at the back they're also solid. They're really
very
solid.
very solid.
I think the signing of the thing has to be Granit Xhaka. Defensively, he has played
Yeah,
a big
but
role.
also remember that in their match against West Ham, it was a substitute that did the work for them. So it shows that there's a depth in that team. There's a
See,
real depth
it
in
doesn't
the team,
matter.
in
It's
all
not about
round.
the depth. The
Yeah, it
quality may
is.
differ. The
It
quality
is.
may differ. The quality
Yeah,
may differ in the players because I must tell you, Patrick Schick is a step below what Victor Boniface will bring to the team. But there's one thing
exactly.
that you can get from all these players is that they have the same mindset. They play the same type of football. They are all
Exactly.
fighters. It doesn't matter. I may not have the quality of Messi, but if I can give 150%, that my extra effort could outwit the quality that you bring to the table. Look at the players with West Ham. So West Ham has got some quality players in that team, but the fact you see that this Leverkusen team wanted it more. The 2 goals from Johan Hoffman, of course, in the 83rd minute, and of course, Boniface in the 91st minute. You see, they wanted it more. Even as it was 1-0, they kept on pressing. They wanted a security second goal. So it's the fight for me. It's what I'm see. I tried to look at. They don't play the best of football, no. Even in the game they won, like the long 3 goals to 2, you could see that they were at some point they were second best. But the last 10 minutes was miraculous. How they crawled their way back is what I don't know. They do not give up. They are Bayern never losing. They do not know when they are beaten. Even they were at
They
some point
are
losing by
Bayern. They are Bayern never losing. They are Bayern never
yeah,
losing. Not Bayern Leverkusen. No,
they were
Bayern
one
never
nil down
losing.
and they scored twice to win the game in less than 2-3 minutes. It's absolute bonkers, man. So kudos to them absolutely for what they are doing so far in the Bundesliga. And to add more to make it more interesting and more enticing, they could win their first ever Bundesliga title unbeaten.
Yeah.
Please, who would have beaten this Crytal at the start of the season? Not me,
No,
not you.
nobody.
Not even
Nobody.
Xabi Alonso.
Not me. Not you. Not even
Not Xabi
not
Alonso.
even any German newspaper or German TV
German tabloid. Yeah.
Okay, there's a match going on now in the Bundesliga between Augsburg at home to Union Berlin, and that's still 0-0 currently now.
Yeah.
They still play 0-0. So, but looking at other fixtures for the weekend, we still have Bayern Munich hosting Cologne. If
Yeah.
it's gone by what Cologne has been playing recently, Cologne are 17 on the log. They'll be battling relegation as well. If we go by
Yeah,
what
if people are playing that, they should be battered by Bayern.
Bayern should be able to win that match. But
Yeah, they
I
should be
believe that
battered.
Bayern will rest some players, so there will be a potential banana peel in that match. But let's see
Okay,
how that one
how about the Arsenal game, right?
exactly. So also, even Arsenal have that same dilemma. They also have to rest some players as well.
I don't
But
think Arsenal
I
has the
just
luxury of
think
resting
Arsenal will
anybody.
do that. I
I
don't
don't
think
think Arsenal
Arteta will do that.
they don't have the luxury. They are playing Aston Villa,
They don't
man.
have.
They
They
can't
don't
rest
have.
anybody. They don't,
Okay.
yeah.
So that aside, uh, uh, a Borussia derby that will be taking place over this weekend between Borussia Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Dortmund will be traveling to Mönchengladbach
Yeah.
fully to see if they could, because they are currently fifth position on the log. They lost their last match last weekend. Maybe because of one or two chop and changes ahead of the Champions League. I think they have to get this one because they have to qualify also for Europe. They have an identical point with RB Leipzig, who are still fourth on the log. But let's see
Yeah.
how these two teams or how these teams fare going into this Borussia derby at the end of the day. And we expect that Dortmund everybody expect that Dortmund will carry the day. But in the derby match, you never can call the shot of directly who will win. I hope
To be
you
sincere,
agree.
I fear for Dortmund because they will have to rest players for the Champions League. So I won't be surprised if they get beaten by Borussia Mönchengladbach in front of their home fans. So I think Borussia are hosting, so they could take that advantage. Because Dortmund will rest players. Obviously, they've got a do or die game against Alex Madrid at the Signal Iduna Park. So let's
Yeah.
just see how it pans out. But I don't think they expect that respect. I don't see expect the fireworks like we normally see when both teams normally meet in the Bundesliga. I don't expect it this weekend.
Okay, from the Bundesliga to the Italian Serie A. For the Italian Serie A, I think it's almost done and dusted with Inter leading the log with 16 with 14
14
points.
points.
Sorry,
14
14
point clear
points.
top of
And we expect that at the end of the day, these guys, Inter Milan, will carry the day. Hopefully, they'll be crowned champion this week or next week, depending on what happened
yeah
around them.
around them.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, depending on what happened around them. But if you look at SS Lazio will be hosting Salernitana today.
Tonight,
I think
yeah.
7:45. I think that match should
That's
kick
kick
off
off.
right now.
Yeah.
Juventus will be traveling to Torino, Lecce, Empoli, Bologna, Monza, then Napoli, Frosinone. Napoli,
Bologna, yeah.
yes, Napoli. At least they did break that jinx last week by winning by 4 goals to 2 last week.
Yeah.
Osimhen was it.
Absolute
Politano,
gorgeous header.
all those
Yeah.
guys that are doing well. Then the Liverpool conqueror, the conqueror of Anfield, Atlanta. Uh, the Liverpool fans will not like what I'm saying, but they came, they saw, and they conquered in Anfield by 3 goals to 0. Atlanta will be at home to Verona. I think that will be good for them. So I think it gives them that edge over Liverpool in the second leg because they'll be at home. Florentina and then Cagliari will travel to the champions in waiting Inter Milan to see if they will cause an upset, which will be very difficult for Cagliari. For
Yeah.
Udinese will host Roma. I think that's also one of his strongest matches as well. Udinese Roma. So if you look at the
Without
log,
Maduka Okoye back in the starting level,
yeah,
now number one choice goalkeeper in Indonesia.
exactly. So 31 matches played, 7 to go. That 7 point is 21. I think it translates to 21 points. If you look
Yeah.
at it in between, I think Inter just need to win their next 2 matches.
And it's
Any
over.
other thing will, yes, any other thing
Finito.
will have any other thing that happens around them, they will take it to their chin. But Inter, for me, I think Inter should be crowned champion next week, depending on what happened. So
Come on, it's a one-way traffic. I think they should be crowned champion, but me, I'm no longer looking at Inter Milan. They are now in the world of their own. The game I'm looking up to is the game is the Turin derby between Torino and of course Juventus.
yeah,
This is a battle. Anytime they face each other, it's a fight. Doesn't matter where Torino is on the table. It's like a battle of the like how we have the London derbies. The battle of Turin. Who owns that state? Who owns that state? There are a lot of bragging rights at stake. That's again I've got an eye on as well. Also, there's also I'm trying to look at this other game that has Bologna, who are also Champions League aspirants. They've been fantastic under Thiago Motta, and this guy who's been a striker, Ozolini, has been on top of the world. So I have my eye on Bologna. Hopefully, the Thiago Motta's project will yield reward, and we could see them playing Champions League football. Who would have imagined the Champions League of Aston Villa versus Bologna? We'll talk about that some other time on the show, but it's something that could happen next year.
So funny. I think that Thiago Motta will definitely stay at Bologna if they eventually get that Champions League spot. Sealed, and I think they will. He will stay. And I think they should get it. Yes, tactically, Thiago Motta has shown that he's sound and he can be among the best managers going forward. Because how much is the budget? How much is the budget of Bologna? To be frank.
The best player is the player who was rejected by Bayern Munich, Ziki. Now he's now being touted as one of the big players every team wants to sign. We hear that is it Inter Milan wants to sign him? He's the number one target of a striker. If they can't get him, they go for Victor Boniface. But he's the guy who was slow.
I think Ziki should be going to AC Milan. That has been done. If you look at our transfer update, for Ziki should be going for AC Milan.
Inter Milan also looking at it.
Yes. Inter There was a news that a verbal agreement has been reached that he will sign, and he has signed a pre-contract. He has signed a pre-contract. Yes.
Agreement.
So the agreement with AC Milan to join them, hopefully at the end of the day. So. From this,
those are the games I'm looking at. Yeah.
From the Serie A finally to the French League on, what is happening to PSG? Since
I know we're getting here.
And I keep on asking every week. Since Mbappe said he will be leaving for Real Madrid, he will be leaving the club, but he has not told them that he will be leaving for Real Madrid. But everybody knows that he's going to Real Madrid. That club has not been stable. And to me, if you ask me to point a finger at who, I'll point the finger at the president and the manager as well. It seems they just want the guy out. They just want the season to be over. Yes, they've won the French League on. That one is signed, done, and dusted. But you just have to wait.
The final of the cup competition as well. Don't forget that as well. And they're still the champions.
They lost against Barcelona. But you won't see past Barcelona in the second leg except if something else happened along the line. So, but look at what is really going on. What is wrong with the hierarchy of Paris Saint-Germain? I don't really think that they've really handled this issue very, very well.
I think it's just clash of interest. Let's be realistic. It's clash of interest. Enrique wants to start building a team without Kylian Mbappe because he knows he's going to lose him. The owner of the club is trying to let Mbappe know that I'm still the owner of the club. You can't be bigger than me. You're just a player. You will come and go, but I will remain a billionaire for as long as I want to. So, that is going on. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I think they've not managed it well because you know I take on this already. Use this guy and win the Champions League and toss him like a pack of cards to anywhere he wants to go to. Nobody will ask Enrique how did he win it. He won it. Enrique Mbappe can go to wherever he wants to be. Good readings for all I care. No player in my repeat is bigger than the club, but for now that he's there and he's your go-to man for goals, he's the record goal scorer at the club. He's a man who helps you out when you need it, when the Chiefs are down. Get him to be up to speed. Get him to be 120% so that he can be the man who pushes you as far as he can until he gets to be shown the exit door at the end of the season. Look at what happened in Champions League. We all know if Mbappe was 80% up to speed, Barcelona would have no answer for him. We talked about already in the Champions League review. He was uninterested, undecided. Yes, he was on the place. Absolutely. So, Enrique, I know I talked about it before. Enrique should put the arm around him. I think it's too late to do that right now. But he can have a word with him. A very, you know what happened now? A very
even having a word with him, we've gone past that because
you can have it. You can have an honest conversation with him.
And you tell us that because you want him to play, you want to start building the team around the younger players. This is not time. You have the preseason. You have other time to do that. This
No,
is time to
see,
win.
you can still have an honest conversation. It may not be bromance, it may not be all lovey-dovey. Just Pape, please. We have a project. From now to the end of the season, you're a PSG player, you earn salary, huge bucks, you earn the big money, the big bag. We break the bank every week to pay you. So for that period, we keep paying those money that I think are Cross and are crazy. Give us some crazy football as well. Get us some crazy goals as well.
It's simple. It's simple.
Take us through the line as well. So when we are done, we can say goodbye and God bless, and then we stop paying you and you stop playing. You go to where they can pay you. So for now, you've got like 7 games in the League or 6 to play. You've got a Champions League game. Let's believe that we get past. We have like 3 or 4 more games in the Champions League to play. We've got a cup final waiting us. We need the Mbappe that won the World Cup. We need the Mbappe that turned the football light when he was 18 years old. You know, we need the Mbappe that won the league when he was 18. So Mbappe, get back your rhythm. Let's see all this word that ends. Let's have a handshake. Maybe not a loving handshake, but a business handshake, and let the job be done. Absolutely,
yeah, I agree with you. Okay, finally, guys, I want to hear your take on this issue I want to raise now. We know that in the Champions League, that no longer away goal rules. But
yeah.
do you think that extra time in the Champions League knockout stage should be eradicated?
The answer is a big no, man.
And what happened to hold on? You said the answer is a big no. But
for me,
ask me that question: why?
Why do you want? Why do you want
why I think it should be eradicated?
Is it an undue advantage? Talk to me.
It's an undue advantage. Now look at it.
Okay.
Manchester United at home to Real Madrid in the knockout stage. First leg, United beat Real Madrid maybe by 2-1. We go on to the second leg. Are you getting me now?
How will you? Yeah.
Madrid won by 2-1. It is 4-4. We go. Should we go into an extra time, guys?
After 90 minutes, it's like giving the home team the second leg.
You are giving Real Madrid an undue advantage at home. Real Madrid have
an
extra
minutes at home, right? So that's how I see it.
Yes, which is not supposed to be.
But come on, man, this is football. This has been here from time immemorial. It's been here from since we were born.
So as well is the away goal. It was there from time immemorial. The only time you don't give, the only time I know you won't give extra time is in the finals. The finals
you can give extra time. Yeah. There's a neutral ground. But if you take away the extra time, it takes the excitement. We've seen golden goals. We've seen extra time winners. We've seen stunning winners. Even the away teams going
penalties. See, there's no difference. There's no difference between in the extra time as what we've not done in 90 minutes. It's all about the excitement that penalties also have excitement as well.
I think for you to play an extra 30 minutes, it's not boils down to the fitness of the team. It's a test of fitness.
Look at the home advantage. It doesn't boil down to, but the home advantage is that those teams at home in the second leg have an extra.
They tend to have an advantage. Okay. So but that is why they have taken the away goal rule now. It's okay, no more. Even if you play 5-5 or 1-1, go to penalties. It's about getting the fancy more football in time. More excitement, more chances. No. Now the way go to respond, everybody can now attack. Not if you don't think that the extra time is undue, because at the end of the day, I can score a goal and be winning 2-1. You score and that go 2-2. That's you have 2 away goal rules than the 1-1 we played in our own house. So therefore you qualify. You get that is the undue advantage. I think the removal of the away goal.
Maybe we'll have this debate sometime. Maybe sometimes in the weakness we'll have this.
Absolutely.
Okay, the Sport Bishop. Thank you for being part of the show today. And if you like this video and you like what we are doing on Fancy Football, kindly subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and always smash the like button all the time when you come to watch Fancy Football. We'll see you next week on the Europe Big Five. Thank you for being part of the show. For all of you that have viewed the show, and for those that will be viewing this video, we'll see you when we see you. Like I always say, gracias.
Cheers, bro. Cheers.